Hello, everyone. We are still in Vallelunga. We are with a Trident Formula 4 driver, Beco Bernoldi. Thank you for having us.
Ciao.
So, can you tell us briefly about your career and what you're doing right now?
So, roughly my career was I started go-karting at the age of around 13 in America. And after a year of racing there, I moved to Europe to pursue my karting career in Europe for a stronger competition. I did a full year there, and then I did half a year of karting, and then I started testing a bit of Formula 4. And now I am doing F4, the Italian Championship, racing for Trident.
We imagine having a racing driver father had a strong influence on you, on your choice to race. How this affected your career?
Well, in the beginning, I didn't really start go-karting because my father wanted me to do it. I was doing actually ice hockey before, and the guys, my teammates and my opponents started becoming much bigger than me. They were when I was around 12 or 13. That's the age when I stopped. They were already becoming 6 foot, and I was still very short. So I mean, or 180 centimeters. So I was still very short. And then there was rules that you can start hitting people. So I was gonna die anyway. So then my dad was like, "Oh, how about we just go-karting?"
Safer.
Yeah, which is safer. And then I'm like, okay, sure. And then after that, I started doing a bit more races. But my dad has really helped me a lot with my career, especially decision making of which teams I should go to. It's helped me quite a lot, and his teaching of ways as well, what he taught me through racing.
You traveled extensively around the world and raced in various countries. Have you noticed any significant difference in motorsports from the nation to one nation to another, and how these differences shaped the driver that you are today?
So in America, my first year in America, the driving style was very much different since they have a different tire, which was I don't remember what was it called, but it was a completely different tire, and the tire didn't really have much grip. So when you were driving, you had to lock up the rear, which there's only rear brakes, but you had to lock up the rear brakes to have this positioning of the car, which you could get into a better exit. And the ways how people fought in the track were also a bit different. It was a bit stranger because sometimes they would just crash for no reason, for absolutely no reason, and it was a bit more easier, but not easier at the same time, just a different style. And here in Europe, it was much more, you have to drive smoother, you don't have to really lock the brakes, and also the fighting was much more aggressive and a bit smarter.
Talking about experience, you already gained a little bit of that in with this car. And how much do you think you understood the car, and how much do you think is going to help you during the F4 Italy season?
I think I understood it quite decently. It's just my driving style isn't really the driving style that I like to drive in this F4 car, which is in the F4 you have to drive a bit more aggressively with the steering wheel and provoke the car quite a lot. And my entire life I've been taught how to drive smooth, because in every car it should be like that, but in F4 it's not. So, but I've learned quite a lot, and I think I understood the car quite decently, and I think through this F4 Italian season I could do pretty good, I think.
We say in bocca al lupo in Italian. So, about your karting experience, what was like, and what are the elements that you had to work on the most in the transition between karting and Formula racing?
So my experience in karting was much different from others, because before I went to Europe, I was racing this type of category named K100, which is just a bigger mini car, and in America, I was always driving this, and it was much slower. And then when I moved to Europe, I went straight to OK, which was a big difference in speed and also tire grip. So it was a bit difficult for me because also I had to always go up against people that had more than 10 years of experience sometimes. So it was very difficult for me to really be maybe consistent lap times or aggressive to other drivers. But I think this helped quite a lot going into cars, because it just it kind of made me how can I say it? It's kind of hard to say, because in reality karting doesn't have much their karting has a big difference compared to F4 cars. It has a kind of a completely different driving style and the way how you really drive the car and feeling. But I think from karting to F4, it really just taught me how to like try your best anytime, like at all times, and like I think I don't know. It's a bit difficult to say.
A lot of differences.
Yes, there's a lot of differences in F1 and in karting.
So you gain experience during these 2 years, basically. And what allowed you to improve your approach to the racing weekend compared to your first few races?
So my first few races, which was in the UAE or the trophy, I don't remember which one was it called. And I had to always go to new tracks, which usually in the test days I would have like a couple of days to like test the track and like improve. But in that race championship, we didn't have much days to test, and I had to already go straight into the pace, which now is much easier because I've tested some of these tracks before. Some of them no, but like some of them yes. But now since I did these races, I can now go into pace much faster than before.
So, about your previous experience as well, you practice a lot of sports, horseback riding, ice hockey, golf. What do you take away from these experiences?
What do you take away from these experiences? Like how this affected to now? It's a bit difficult. I think ice hockey gave me a lot of like my, I guess, physical strength, sort of, just with like stamina. Horseback riding, I don't know, because I did horseback riding, then I did golf, then I did ice hockey, which many of these sports don't really like match up together. But I guess, all these sports just made me like, I guess, who I am.
Switching back to a lighter topic, you're a Leo. What typical Leo traits do you feel are yours?
Really like nothing, because I heard that like Leos are like very like, I guess, powerful and confident people, which I think I'm a bit confident with myself, but I wouldn't really like express myself as like a powerful person, because it just never really like thought to my mind how I have to like really I don't know like Leo doesn't really like, for me, like I don't really feel like a Leo. In fact, like for me, like I don't know how to really answer this question, because I feel nothing about it.
No animals.
No animals.
Just racing driver.
Yeah, just racing driver.
What do you expect from yourself in 2026?
Maybe getting like a rookie podium or a rookie win, or maybe like some good positions, like top 5 in some of the race weekends, and just really to improve and get to learn stuff.
And penultimate question, aside from your father, which driver inspired you the most these days, nowadays?
I think Schumacher, because he was really like a type of person that was really like powerful. He showed what he could do to other people. Like my father told stories of him when after a race weekend, my dad was like leaving like out of like the paddock, and he saw Michael Schumacher running around the track after an entire race, and that really like showed, like, that really makes me feel that like even like someone can be that powerful, and I kind of want to be like that.
Studying the attitude from the greatest.
Yeah.
And final question for our interview, we'd like to switch the roles. There is any kind of question that you would like to ask to our journalist?
Maybe like where you guys are from, because I think he has a different accent from you, so maybe.
It's funny to answer that. I can go for you as well, and it kind of literally lives here, more or
really?
less, and
okay.
I live 40 minutes away from the track.
Okay.
and I'm just 1 hour more from the
okay, so you're
south.
both from Italy. Okay.
Yeah, we're both Italian, and we're both from this region, but we have a slight different accent, because mine is a little bit softer than him, probably.
Yeah, I could tell, because I was like I don't know which one's Italian now. Okay.
Also, we're big travelers, so maybe
yeah.
something changed during the years.
Yeah.
And Extra question: how much do you love your PR?
I like her a lot. Yes.
So, thank you for having us, and it's been a pleasure.
Thank you.
Enrique Bernoldi for Drome Motor Media.